Let's go to 15. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. My wife now tells me what to preach. Amen. She's anointed now. Amen. Have you got the word? Shall I have the word? Amen. Acts chapter 20, verse 7. And the palm. Somebody shout, and the palm. I said somebody shout, and the palm. And the palm, the first day of the week, when the disciples came together to break bread, Paul preached unto them, ready to depart on the morrow, and continued his speech until midnight. He preached for a long time. Amen. Verse 8, and there were many lights in the upper chamber, where they were gathering together. Verse 9, and there sat in a window a certain young man named Eutychus, being fallen into deep sleep. Good God have mercy. And as Paul was long preaching, he sunk down with sleep. Watch this. And fell down from the third loft. God have mercy. And was taken up dead. Y'all are ready to preach this. Verse 10 says, and Paul went down and fell on him and embraced him. Good God have mercy. And embraced him, said, trouble not yourself, for his life is in him. Good God. So today we say there's life still left in here. Verse 11. When he therefore was come up again and had broken bread and eaten and talked a long while, even till break of day, so he departed. Verse number 12, which is our focal text. And they brought the young man alive. My God. And they brought the young man alive. My dear God, have mercy. Verse 10 says, and Paul went down and fell on him and embraced him. Trouble not yourselves, for his life is in him. I want to preach from the subject this morning, the hug of life. Let your neighbor say the hug of life. The hug of life. Pray that this message blesses you. I want to give honor to all the mothers in the house on this morning. This is Mother's Day. And one absolute difference between a real mother and a real father. A real mother is what is called a nurturer. Somebody say nurturer. A nurturer. A real mother is a mother that has the ability to give you a nice, good old hug. Yeah, just a for real hug. And oftentimes fathers are taught to love from a distance. Oftentimes we are taught that as young women that you don't hug another man. You don't hug him, you don't embrace him, because that's just something that is not what you do in the community. It's just like a common, uncommon, or a common law in our nation. But a mother has a certain type of hug that allows you to know that everything is going to be okay. Such a name would say the mother's hug. A mother's hug is a very loving hug that oftentimes causes you to be at a certain form of comfort, because you know that when mother hugs you, there is a difference, because she is the one that birthed you. Yes, sir. God help me, Jesus. Now, Daddy is the one who has released the seed, and he loves you, and you know that he loves you. But there is a different type of love when a mother embraces a child. Y'all are talking to me here. You can even have a brother a little daughter who asked a pretty food, asked for food, and the daddy just cannot get her under control. She's loud, she's crying, she's going through changes. But when she sees her mother, y'all ain't talking to me here, when she sees her mother, then everything will be okay. Let me talk about my mother. My mother is Jesus' first cousin. She is absolutely saved from now into eternity. But watch this. There were certain things that a mother taught in her household. This is a word for a mother, and write this down. A mother is the regulator of the home.
Yes.
A woman is the regulator of the home. What do you mean there? The man's job, now all the time, I tell my wife this, the man's job is to provide for the house. It's his job to go out and get a job and work and make money for the house. The woman's job is to make sure that everything in the house lines up with the will of God. That means she makes sure that her house is clean. She makes sure that food is on the table. Y'all ain't saying that. I'm not saying that a man does not have the ability to cook. I didn't say that. Pastor didn't say that. But a woman's job is to make sure that the entire house is ran properly while the man provides for the house. Yes, sir, God. So then, oftentimes, in this society, we have got it flipped where we feel that women better talk back to me. We feel that a woman has to take care of us. But a woman does not have to go out and work if she don't want to. Because a man is supposed, y'all ain't trying to talk back to me, ladies. Y'all trying to act a front. I'm trying to look out for your own Mother's Day. But touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, we preaching right now. If you want to stay home, you stay home while we go to work. But you got to tell me something now. If a man come home at 5 o'clock when he get off work, that means his food should be cooked. Y'all ain't trying to talk to me here. His bed should be made and his clothes should be ironed. Y'all ain't trying to flow with me here. Y'all act like y'all think we don't do what you mean? That's the order of the house. That's the order of the house. My sister, my wife said all last week. She said, I feel the Lord calling me off of my job. I said, okay, well, call the Lord back and tell him that you can't get off of work right now. But God had to bring me under subjection to let me know that if my wife wants to take off, then I got to get another job. Y'all understand? So make sure that she's taken care of. Y'all ain't trying to be up here. Touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, that's right there. Any women in here know that if you need a man that got a job and gonna take care of you, y'all ain't talking to me here. Even if he ain't got a job, he need to make sure that everything in the house is taken care of. Because he's the man of the house. And say, you the man of the house. If you're the man of the house, then you make sure that everything is in line. Grab the neighbor and say, we have a good time today. We have a resurrection family reunion. Not the Dealer's family reunion, but we have a resurrection family reunion. Understand this, is that one thing I cannot stand for you, and I cannot stand a sorry man. Y'all are trying to blow with me in here. I cannot stand a sorry man. Baby, if you don't get out, God, if you ain't got no time to get out and cut grass, do something, put skill on here. You need to get somebody mail and take it to them and say, can you give me $5? I just picked up your mail. Y'all ain't saying that like it. Something they say, create a job. And you can't find one. Y'all ain't trying to preach with me in here. But they say, create one. Go out there and pick up some weeds and throw it on their porch. And say, I just picked up your weeds. Can you give me $10? You don't have it now, you can pay me next week. So your neighbor say, go shopping. God, your neighbor, tell her do something. God, well, my sisters ain't talking back to me. Maybe I won't talk to my sons. Maybe you'll holler at your boy. I can't understand for the life of me how you can say you're a woman of God and your son that was and your